Welcome, everyone. Oh my goodness. Welcome back to the show. We have something exciting to do today. I'm so happy to be here with our live audience and Zoom hello to everyone on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all over the world. Thrilled to be together for this next episode. And let's take a breath and get ready to rise. So, we are going to do something exciting today. We are going to unlock one of what I call the Millionaire Codes. Okay, the Millionaire Codes. What is this? These are brain science-based strategies that are here to help us open up and unlock abundance, greater levels of impact, greater levels of creativity and inspiration. And I'm going to be sharing 10 of these Millionaire Codes in a new book that's coming out in April and that I co-authored with Suzanne Longstreet, a neuro-linguistic programming expert. And so that's coming out in April, but we're not waiting until April to do this work because this is a reset week. It's the Lunar New Year. So if January didn't give you everything you wanted for this new year, we are resetting now into a new, like there's almost like another new year, right? Isn't that exciting? New month, new year, new opportunities. And what better way to kick off something new than the Millionaire Codes? So I'm really excited to do this together and to take us through this, because those of you that are joining us in the Game Changer Action Accelerator, that starts today at 2:00 Eastern. And you're going to use what we unlock in this first code actually to help even go further faster in that accelerator. So I'm really, really excited. This is such an awesome day that we have our episode together, and then we get to do the Game Changer Accelerator. If you're not already signed up for that, use the link here, and team, we can post that on the social platforms. There is still time. You can get in and do this incredible 90-day transformation where you're going to take your 1-year goal, make it a 90-day goal, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So we're going to unlock in order to even sometimes know what that next big goal is, whether it's the start of a 90 days or the start of a new year, or just Wednesday, and you wake up and say, I just know there's a next level, right? In order to do that, I'm going to take you through this code to get really, really not only clear. Okay. This code is called the Clarifier. And it's not only getting clear on what you really want to create, but it's also making sure that all the parts of you are lined up. Okay. So in brain science, we look at the ecology, right? And in order to achieve a goal, manifest a dream, live your vision board, we have a conscious mind that says, I want this. I am this. I'm here for this. But we have all kinds of other parts, most of them in the subconscious, that have all different opinions about what's possible, what we're worthy of, what we're allowed to have, right? Just give me an amen if anyone knows that you've got a whole, I used to call it the clown car, right? So all kinds of parts jumping out, weighing in on different things. So what we're doing is really working on getting alignment, clarity and alignment. Right? That's what we're working on this first code. So we call it in the book, the Clarifier, and I'm going to take us through it. How's that sound? So let's rub our hands together. Remember, this activates the right and left hemisphere of the brain. And let's just open up to have a really cool experience. And I've never gotten to do this, this code live with a live audience like this. So I'm really excited. All right. So I'm going to take you through a series of questions, right? And if you're doing the Game Changer Accelerator for the next 90 days, you'll have access as a bonus to the codes, which is really cool. So, all right. The Millionaire Codes Clarifier. All right. Code number 1. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and we're going to take some time, and I'm actually going to do this right along. We're going to all do it together, a little workshop, and you're going to write out. I recommend, if you can, use it with a pen instead of typing. It will be more powerful in terms of where it's activating in your brain. All right. Or a stylus, just something where you're handwriting. All right. The first is, what specific goal or dream do you want to achieve? Okay, what specific goal or dream do you want to achieve? Let's take the 90 days, because those of us starting the accelerator today are going to be working with this. What is the specific outcome, goal, or dream that you want to achieve? All right, let's take a minute and get clear about that. Now, you're going to describe with some detail what it looks like, sounds like, feels like when you've achieved it, right? This is where we future pace. This is a technique called future pace. So, what does it feel like, look like? What's happening when you've achieved this? Let's take a minute and just jot down what comes through to you on that. Emotions that you feel and what's happening in your world because you've now achieved this goal. Put down at least one emotion and two things that are happening for you now that you've achieved this goal. Now, where and when would you like to achieve this? So, is it, right here in my life, right now in the next 90 days? So, by May 1st, 2025 could be an example. Your might be a longer term goal, could be by end of December 31st, 2025. So just where and when would you like to achieve this? The where is like, in my current life, or maybe yours involves moving to a new house or moving to a new city. Okay. Where and when would you like to achieve this? That should be you just pick it. If you're not sure, just say in my current life and by pick a date. All right. Now, number 4, what will be better or different for you when you've achieved this goal? Okay, so we already kind of got at that with what you're experiencing, but now take it into, is there anything different in your relationships, in your health, in your self-esteem, in your finances, in opportunities? Okay, so just explore wherever that takes you, come up with 1 to 3 things that will be better or different when you've achieved this goal. All right. Now, next one. Are there any downsides to achieving this goal? This is really important. This is where we get into the alignment and the ecology. Are there any downsides? Yeah, some of you already went there. Are there any downsides to achieving this goal? Just make a note if there are. And take a deep breath. How does this goal that you've set align with your top values and priorities? Okay, so an example of this would be, let's say you have a impact goal. You want to become 10 times more visible in the world so people know about your work and can benefit. And then you'd ask yourself, great, is making an impact and being of service to more people in alignment with my values? And is it a priority this year? Okay, so I check value first, then is it a priority for right now? So just go ahead and see what comes up for you around. Is the goal that you've set aligned with your values? And is it a priority for you this year or in the time frame that you set? So this is you're checking the V's and the P's, values and priorities. Okay. Next, what could, if anything, interfere with me achieving this goal? All right. This is where you're going to check in. This could be anything from mindset, time, money, not knowing how, which would be strategy. Is there anything that could interfere with you achieving this goal? And now we're going to wrap this up by asking this sequence, this first activator, what do you really want? Now that you've looked at the goal that you want, the time you want it in, what could be good and better about it? Is it aligned? Are there any downsides? What could get in the way? Do you still want it? Just even if you want to close your eyes and breathe and just see, do you really want this after examining it from these angles? You don't really want it, you can start the exercise over around a different goal, right? You can go through that same sequence and get clear on something else. If you are a yes, how many of you are a yes? If you're watching on social, put it in the comments. If you're here in the Zoom audience, put it in the chat. If you're a yes and you feel like I do still want it, looking at all the different aspects that we considered, if you're a yes, then that's where we get to roll up our sleeves and say, okay, I know what I'm solving for because I already know I want it. It aligns with my values and priorities. It aligns with, I know that my life is going to be better and different in good ways that I desire on the other side. And I'm now solving for what? Potential downsides and what could get in the way, right? Then I know what I'm solving for. So, yeah. And sometimes we see it and realize, did anyone have some solutions? Like those of you, listening in, wherever you're watching this, like, did all of a sudden, even when you wrote down what could get in the way, your mind is now going to solve for those things. If it's a yes, you are going to actually start solving for, oh, well, this could possibly get in the way, but here's how I could manage that. Or this is a potential downside, but the upside outweighs the downside by so much that I'm going to sort it out, or I'm going to make the sacrifice, whatever it might be, in order to make it happen. Right. So it's really powerful. Even just to do these questions is going to activate the solution. Right. And then those of us that are doing the accelerator starting today, we're going to go through, you're going to get all kinds of sequences so that we solve together for this and stay in action. Because I'm going to be really transparent here now. But one of the things that came up for me that could be a potential something that could get in the way is that the goal that I've set is not doesn't feel easy. It doesn't feel guaranteed. It doesn't feel like something I have all the answers to. It's going to involve more of a time and money and resource investment, energy investment than I've made up until now. And what I wrote down is something could get in the way is like I could get discouraged or I could let myself get distracted. So I call them the D's, the D&D. It's not Dungeons and Dragons. Different D&D. So put D&D in the comments or chat if you are aware that if, like me, a potential thing that could get in the way is the D&D, which is I could get discouraged if there's roadblocks, setbacks, it doesn't happen as quickly as I want it to. It takes more than I thought it was going to take. And also I could get distracted just with things that it's like, oh, I got to just handle this. I'm going to do this. I've got to fulfill this. I've already committed to this, right? So what we want to watch for now, that's why we are doing 90 days together so that we do not get lost in the D&Ds and we stay absolutely aligned and in action. We're going to do A and A instead of D&D. Okay. Aligned in action. So make sure that you are signed up and joining us for this. You're going to get 90 days of that accountability and support. Regardless, as if you are doing the next 90 days with us together or not, what we're going to finish with to seal this in so that we go out and take action on this is to identify one action that moves this goal forward. Just pick one thing that you could do in the next, I'm going to say between now and when you go to bed tonight. We're not even going to go 24 hours. Between now and when you go to sleep tonight, what is one action that would move this vision forward, that would say to yourself and the universe and your subconscious mind, I do want it. I've explored it from the angles. I'm all in. Okay. What's one action that you will take by tonight that is going to move this forward? Okay. Let's all identify that now. All right. And let's see, write action in the comments or the chat because we're doing this like a basically workshop style today. Okay. If you have identified an action, something that will move this forward, whether you consider it small or big, that you've got a clear answer of one thing that will move this forward. Yes. Yes. Because our brain will always give us the next step. It will always give us an intuitive thought or suggestion. If you're not sure, the action always for me is to find someone who's done it and read about or listen to an interview where they talked about how they did it. It's never been easier to find that information. We don't have to like be best friends with Stephen King or Oprah. If you're like wanting to find out how they did some, it's like they're interviewed all the time. They've written lots of books, written lots of articles, right? So if we don't know what action to take, it's like, I actually don't know what would move this forward. Then you're going to find someone who did the thing you want to do and see how they did it. And you're going to take one of their action steps, right? So we're never going to not know what to do next. Can we take that in for a minute? This is a self-generating roadmap. Now, we already know by when. We're going to do this by the time we go to bed tonight. And then you're going to seal this into whom will you be accountable? So how are you going to make sure? Because I can say I'm going to do something. I can write it in a chat. I can write it down in my planner. I can type it in my, thing, my Google Sheets, whatever it is. But to whom will I be accountable? So that's why in the next 90 days, we're going to all have accountability buddies or groups. We're going to be doing this every single day, action every single day. For me, that is the game changer. We call it the game changer series that we're in right now. The game changer is that I don't get to just make something else more important, make an excuse, justify not doing it, right? So let's put all in the comments or the chat. If you are going to, no matter what, do this. By tonight, by the time you go to bed, you're going to do this thing. I'm committing. I came up with 2, actually. I'm going to do both of them the minute we get off this. Before my next meeting, I'm going to take both of these actions. And this is how we do the game. This is how we do the game. We identify what is the action, and you can use this millionaire code. Why is it a millionaire code? Because you can use this code to make your next $1 million. That can be your thing at the top and say, you go through these steps. What dream do I want to achieve? $1 million. What would it feel like, look like, sound like? I describe it. When and where I would want to achieve this by May 1st, 2025. What's better or different? Well, more financial abundance, more investments I can make, more sharing, more generosity, more freedom, more sense of security, whatever that might be for you. Are there any downsides? Well, it might mean I have to do stuff I haven't done before, that I'm uncomfortable, out of my comfort zone. What could get in my way? Not wanting to be out of my comfort zone, not feeling like I take risks, right? Do I really want it? Yes. Okay, that's just an example. If you wanted to make this literal and use it for $1 million, right? All right. So I love this. I love this group that's here today. We are all in people. We are all in community. All right. So let's go. I'm going to cap it right there so that we all go take these actions right this minute. I'm going to do them with you. And then if we can team share the link again, please make sure that you are ready to join us at 2:00 today so that we can put this in place with many, many, many other strategies and frameworks so that there is an absolute inevitability of you achieving that goal in the next 90 days. I'm so excited to continue this journey. All right. So Millionaire Code is activated. We're going out. We're taking these actions. Hands in. We're going to do a team cheer. 1, 2, 3. Thought leader. All right. Let's do it, everybody. Great job. See you next time.